I am Dr. Parveen Sharma. Today in this session, I will speak on multicultural education, how we can implement it and what can be the appropriate strategies and approaches of imparting multicultural education and what can be the role of teacher in particular. So, all this we will discuss in this session. So, let us start with this pic. We see very colorful, that is the multicultural education. So, we will see how we can impart this multicultural education, what can be the strategies. See, diversity of learners and multicultural education. James Bank has said the major goal of multicultural education is to transform the school so that the male and female students, exceptional learners, as well as students coming from diverse cultural, social class, racial and ethnic groups will receive an equal opportunity to learn in school. Try to understand that diversity of different learners have been explained very beautifully by James Bank, because what is the goal of multicultural education? It means we have to transform the school system so that students, may be male or female, may be exceptional learners, because we were talking about individual differences, that some students are bright, others are normal, some have learning problems, so there are exceptional learners. So, students who come from diverse cultures, from different class, racial and ethnic groups, so that they receive an equal opportunity to learn in the school, because if we are talking about inclusive society, that will be possible when we give equal opportunity to the children to learn in the school. So, in this session, we'll discuss what can be the approaches of multicultural education. By now, in our previous lecture, we have discussed very well what is the concept of multicultural education and what are the characteristics and what are the aims of multicultural education. Now, the question arises that how can we impart this multicultural education? What are the approaches? We will discuss what are the approaches, what can be the techniques which can be applied by a teacher so that this multicultural education and its implementation is possible in actual. See, if we are talking about first the approaches, first is the teaching the exceptional and the culturally different. It focuses on learning the academic skills. Students have different identities, learning concepts which are acknowledged by the multicultural education. First of all, as a teacher, when you are standing in the class, you have to acknowledge that students in your class belong to different identities and their learning capacity is different. So, teacher has to accept this challenging situation, how to give the illustrations according to the individual differences and learning capability of the students. See, differentiated instruction is the contribution of this approach, whereby it emphasized on modifying instructions and curriculum, because it depends on the effective instruction style of the teacher, how the teacher can modify the curriculum, its transaction, because curriculum is framed by the authorities, but it depends on the efficiency of the teacher, how he or she takes its transaction, how implements it. So, it is important. Then, if I talk about human relations, if we want unity, then stereotyping has to be eradicated. In our previous lectures also, when I was discussing with you about gender issues, we discussed a lot that we have to make efforts to eradicate this stereotyping and prejudices from our society. because if we eradicate this stereotyping, because only then positive relation between diverse groups will be maintained. We can try to find the causes of discrimination and inequality between people of different cultures and races. We acknowledge that the students or individuals of different cultures and races exist in our classroom and in society, and we have to eradicate. But the basic thing, my dear friend, is we have to find out the causes of this discrimination, why there is discrimination on the basis of sex, caste, tradition, culture, and why there is inequality. Once we make efforts to find out the causes of discrimination and inequality, then definitely we will be able to find out the remedies, and we will be able to implement those remedies. So first we have to focus on finding out the causes of discrimination and inequality. See, then the further we talk about single group studies. Here in-depth study is done to know the history of group and why the people of that group is oppressed. If we are talking about it, that some of the group in the societies on the basis of race, caste, creed, they are oppressed. So first we have to see why that group has been oppressed, so that the stratification is reduced and access to power can be created. Once we come to know why this group is oppressed, then we will see how to give power or how power can be created for that group. Then multicultural education. The next approach is self-reflexively dubbed multicultural education. The value of cultural diversity, human rights, respect for differences, alternative life choices, social justice, equal opportunity, and equitable distribution of power has been included in it. Then we talk about education that is multicultural and social reconstructionist. Slater and Grant advocate for education that is multicultural and social reconstructionist, which describes a complete redesign of an educational program. See, when we are trying to find out the causes and when we are trying to see why a particular group is oppressed, then it is required that a complete redesigning of educational program must be done. Then after approaches, if we talk about strategies, we'll see what are the strategies of multicultural instruction. First, we can use the questioning technique, questioning strategy in the classroom. See, by using questioning technique, you can involve students to express their viewpoint about the differences in culture towards their fellows. If there is a questioning technique, then you give the freedom to each and every child, that they have the freedom to raise their query, raise their question to the teacher, why the difference is there towards a particular group or class. So if you give them freedom to the questioning, then that problem can be solved. Then role playing, role playing is a very good technique. Through poetry, biography and fiction, the activities like role playing and discussion can be organized. Sometime you can ask the students that there will be poetry competition, and through then those patriotic poetry recitation, you can motivate the students to recite the poems which shows the unity in diversity and shows the respect to each and every tradition and festivals of the country. So this way the other activities like biography and fiction, we can organize different activities. This is helpful in examining their attitudes, beliefs and feelings about prejudices and discrimination. Sometime as a teacher, you give or organize an open session in the classroom so that they can examine their self, their attitudes, beliefs and feelings, why there is prejudice, why there is discrimination in the society. So you you can have a question answer session, you can have a role playing activities. This way you can make your students to find out the causes of prejudices, and they can find the remedies to eradicate those kind of prejudices and discrimination. Then if we talk about cooperative learning after the role playing and questioning, cooperative learning style is suggested for students' strength and style. Moreover, this strategy is good for establishing good relationship among students of diverse culture. It teaches the students to accept the students of other caste and groups. When you adopt this cooperative learning method, it will just motivate the peer group to accept the students of different caste and group, and it will help them to live a cooperative life, and this cooperative learning style will help them to understand each other. Then if we talk about exposure to different languages, culture, students' perspective to different languages should be broadened. It can be started from the home itself. Parents also can play a role to solve this issue, so that the mind of the children should be broadened, and in the same way in the classroom, teacher can play a role to broaden the perspective of the students regarding the language of the other students. By listening to speakers of other languages, students can share the values and ideas of other cultures. As I was talking about role playing activities or poetry recitation or fiction activities or drama activities, through different activities you can organize in the classroom or in the whole school function. Then students learn the values and ideas of each other culture, and they learn to respect each other, and they learn to live with each other in a peaceful manner. Then you see in this picture, it shows the land of cultural diversity, embossing unity, and people symbolizing passion for oneness and freedom. And then further, if I talk about group discussions, thinking process is stimulated by group discussions. It is also a very good method because if we want to broaden the thinking process of the children so that they can learn how to respect the other cultures, group discussion is a very good activity that can be organized at senior level. When discussion is held in a group, then it may lead you to think in a best way, and in this manner understanding is enriched and refined, because when there is a discussion, you learn so many things, and even your understanding is enriched and refined. Then there may be some modification in your behavior, your understanding, your acknowledgement, your attitude, and moreover it enables the individuals to analyze his or her thinking in the light of interpretation of others. When you listen the other person, how the other person of different culture and caste is interpreting that thing, then when you listen and that exposure of those persons' interpretation, then your thinking is also broadened. Then if we talk about active involvement, such kind of activities should be organized in the classroom which motivate them to take part. What can be the activities? Listening, speaking, reading, writing and thinking activities are suggested, as these will give them opportunities to take decisions and solve problems. How children take decision, that is important, because in one of the discussion when long time back I discussed with you the guidance and counseling, then I spoke on this issue that you can guide the students, but let them decide, because ultimately the students, the children have to decide, because you are not there as a teacher or parent to solve the problem of the children. Rather, you have to tell them how to solve the problems, how to take the decisions. So that is why I am talking that when you involve them actively, and when they discuss the things and they listen the other person's views about different values and ideology, then they will be able to take decisions themselves, and hopefully they will be able to solve the problems. Now the important thing, we have discussed about the strategies and approaches. Now the question arises how to implement. We have discussed a lot about the approaches, but how these approaches can be implemented, how a teacher can play his or her role, we'll discuss. Actually in a multicultural classroom, teacher as well as students are supposed to accept all races, cultures and religion. How? See how we will implement. First, if I talk about content infusion, how the content is being presented before students is important. Content from other cultures should be infused in a logical manner. Suppose you are presenting a lesson maybe in the subject of social studies or language or science or mathematics, maybe any discipline. When you are presenting the content before the students, it is important that how that content or illustration is being infused to the students or is being presented to the student. It must be presented in a logical manner so that they are ready to accept it. See in this pic how the children are trying to be united, that we are one, India is one. So this picture is enough to explain that teacher in the classroom involve the students to learn with each other in the peer group, that we have to stay united, we have to respect the culture of each and every child. Now after this approaches, the delivery of knowledge is important. It also matters how the teacher helps the students to understand the things in reference of other cultures and perspectives, as it influences the way the knowledge is constructed. Try to understand. I am trying to say, when the content is taken, when the strategies or techniques are decided, it matters how that content is being delivered, that knowledge is being delivered to the students, so that they can understand and learn how to respect the cultures, so that their perspective is broadened and how the knowledge is being constructed. If I talk about selection of pedagogy, time and again you are hearing about the word pedagogy. It depends on the efficient selection by teachers regarding the teaching style and approaches, how she or he is able to enhance the academic achievement of students belonging to diverse cultures, race and genders. It is also important which pedagogy we are selecting, because if the content selection is important, what to teach is important. In our teacher training institute, what we are doing, we are just trying to tell our students how to teach, how to impart that knowledge which you have gained. So that selection of pedagogy, how to present that content before the student is important. So it is up regarding the teaching style and approaches. Sometimes you may listen a small child talking that the style of this teacher or teaching style of this teacher is easy, I can understand her or his style, but that teacher is very hard because I am not able to understand his or her style, he is or she is very strict. So what is this? This is regarding the teaching style. Further in this session I will talk about that a teacher has to evaluate his or her teaching style also. I will come on this topic. Then how she is able to enhance the academic achievement of students belonging to diverse culture, race and gender. So it depends on the teacher teaching style of the teacher, what kind of illustration and examples the teacher is taking, what kind of activities teacher thinks that this kind of activities will be suitable for this particular group, for this particular child. So it depends on the efficient selection of the teacher also. Then if I talk about elimination of prejudices, a teacher can modify the attitudes of students by his or her teaching methods. It is to be seen how efficiently a teacher can present the content before students which infuse in them the positive image about other ethnic groups. See, sometime what happens, when a child comes to school, already the child has some notions, some prejudices or stereotypes attitude towards different culture or caste or language. So it is wrong, but it depends on the teacher, how teacher modify the attitude of the students without hurting the culture of that particular child. So when a child is coming to the classroom, coming to the school, already some prejudices, some notions within his or her mind. So it depends on the teacher's teaching style, how the teacher modifies or change the attitude and values of that particular child with his or her particular teaching method. That's why I am talking about teacher's teaching style and teacher's pedagogy. So it depends on the teacher's style, how teacher can change the negative image from the mind of the children towards the other children, and how to turn that negative image into a positive image. See, through activities motivating students to participate in sports, cultural and other community services is a good way to create a culture in the school, thus empowering the students from diverse ethnic and cultural groups. So it is important to motivate the students how they participate in sports and culture and other activities, because I am talking about it that it depends on the teacher's style. So teacher has to see which kind of pedagogy I have to select and what kind of illustration and teaching style will be suitable for this particular group. See, school is a miniature society. You must have heard that school is a miniature society. It is to be seen by the authorities who plan the curriculum and the teachers who execute the content that appropriate illustration should be selected to transform the culture, values, norms and goals. So it is the duty of the both the curriculum framers and the persons who transact the curriculum, I mean teachers who implement the curriculum, how we execute that content, what are the illustrations which are taken, which are selected by the teacher to transfer the values, norms and goals of the children who are sitting in the classroom. Now lastly, after talking about pedagogy and techniques and approaches, last but not least is the role of teacher, because a teacher can play a vital role in the personality and life of a child, of a student. You know, teacher is supposed to create a setting in the classroom. She or he must have compassion, understanding, open mind and has the ability to differentiate. See, what we expect from our students, that quality first of all must be there in our teacher. So as a teacher educator, I'll suggest to the teachers and would-be teachers that we have to create a setting in the classroom, and we have to show the students as a, because they see you as a role model. So you must have a compassion, you must have understanding, and you have open mind, and you have the ability to differentiate. Only then, when you have this quality in you, only then you can expect from this quality from your students, and you will be able to transfer this ability in your students. And along with the role of the teacher, I would mention that home environment is very important. So, a teacher should keep in mind the home environment of the students. It should be kept in mind while teaching. See in this pic how a teacher can transfer the knowledge or the positive image in the mind of the students that we, the children of different caste, color and creed, are standing together and we are making one world. We all are part of it. So it depends on the teacher's teaching style. Further, if it is important to know your students' background and other things, then it is no less important to evaluate your teaching style. Now, it is for the teachers and would-be teachers that if it is important to know your students' background, then you have to know your teaching style. For example, teacher must know about himself or herself. Teacher must evaluate herself or himself. Am I aware of how culture and gender influence students' interaction and communication style? Do I give opportunity to my students to raise questions in order to satisfy their curiosity? A culturally sensitive teacher must take care of students' cultural, ethnic, social, emotional and cognitive needs. It will bring students cooperation. It is the duty of the teacher to enable the students to learn, to communicate and to solve the problems. Students' personal life, beliefs and values must be acknowledged by the teacher to understand and improve their thinking and reasoning process. Lastly, teacher must provide an atmosphere in which students may learn to respect the cultural differences. Teacher must use various teaching styles as per the needs of the students and must avoid putting labels and judgment on students. A teacher can help the students to expand the knowledge of their own culture and appreciate the differences in others and further motivating them to move towards a multicultural and global outlook. So, I believe that after going through this discussion, it will be helpful for the listeners, for the teachers, for the students, for the community stakeholders that how desirable is multicultural education and how can we impart it, and everyone should play its own role to bring multicultural education possible. Thank you.